What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of my new Silver's NEOMAX Coilovers. Definitely want to give a thank you to Silver's for providing me a partial sponsorship for this year. Definitely very excited to install these. So in addition to what's in the box, of course, I have the coilover sleeves for all four struts. This protects everything from the elements and helps keep everything nice and clean. I had those separately ordered. But let's just crack this open and see got in the box. Alright, so we got in the box here. I'll get a better look for you guys. And nicely packaged here, we got the actual struts. Here's the rear one. I actually opted for the super low kit. That makes the shock a little bit shorter than what it normally is, and also allows you to go lower if you would like. It's only by a couple of millimeters, so it's not like the car is going to be slammed all the time. I do have the option of raising it to pretty much how I had it before. There's definitely a lot of threads available here for in case I want to raise it any higher than this is. Here are the top hats. The rear, no camber plates in the rear, but we do have the dampening system right there. Then of course we have the fronts. So if I can get it off here. So here are the fronts. Definitely a shorter, overall strut length here to accommodate for if you want to go lower. But these will definitely go lower than my teens I have now, which I'm very excited about. These come with the camber plates up top here and also the dampening adjustment as well. It's right up there. Get new hardware. I believe you can get up to -3 degrees just on the camber plate alone, which is very nice. We got that here. I actually opted for 10K spring rates in the front and 8K in the rear. Might seem like a little stiffer than what is normally okay for daily driving, but I've also read that it should be fine. I do want to run a more aggressive wheel setup in the future here, so having that stiffer spring rate will allow me to run a bigger wheel without it rubbing. But in the rest of the package, it's just the rest of the struts. There's nothing else in there, but let's take a closer look at the coilovers themselves. So we got two spanner wrenches that comes with. We got a larger one and a smaller one. They correspond to their lock rings that they fit on. We got a small Allen key. This actually, I think it loosens the dampening unit there. That's why it's very small. This larger one is to adjust your camber plate. The bolts up there are Allen heads, so you can use this to adjust that. Of course, I opted for the rear extenders because I have a hatchback. I probably won't be able to get to adjusting the dampening too easily if I, choose to. I want to change it, so I decided to opt for these so I have some more room to adjust accordingly. And then, of course, you're gonna get the stickers with it. I got 3 different ones. Also got 2 more from the coilover sleeves, so that's nice to know. Definitely very high quality. I love the color scheme too. I know you will never see them under the car, but it definitely adds a nice touch. Definitely very well built. I can definitely feel they are worth the price that they are. Of course, Silver's offers you a custom setup you choose to. Of course, the default spring rates are 8K front, 6K rear. I just opted to do the 10K front, 8K rear, just because I like a little bit of a stiffer ride. But yeah, guys, not much else is in the box. Pretty straightforward. You got 4 struts and spanner wrenches, all that stuff. So not much else to show, but super excited to install these. Shouldn't be that hard to install. I'm gonna make sure I put anti-seize on everything so I can adjust them. For winter time, I'm probably gonna raise it. That's the beauty of coilovers, you can adjust it. To some that may ask, why didn't I go bags? I just think it's not really worth it for this car. It's not like a show. It's a show car, but it's not that serious, if you know what I mean. I think bags are just a little overpriced for what they can really do. Maybe on a different car, like if I had like a VIP build, I think it would suit it better. But for this car, I definitely want to keep it static. In the future, I want to run, a meteor setup and do more performance-oriented stuff. So I think this would suit its purpose very well. But yeah, guys, stick around. I'm gonna be installing these shortly, dialing a new Fitment, and then I will provide a full review after about a week or two. With that being said, let's just get right into the install. Alright, so before I get the car up on the jack stands, I wanted to give you guys a good before shot. So it's not really tucking, it's pretty flush with the tire. What I'm really looking to do is get about half of it. I think that would look good. Same with the back. Nothing crazy or anything. Probably just go as low as the front just to match everything, and should look pretty good. Loosen up the brake line from the coilover. Get that out of the way. I've got 2 strut bolts. In this case, I have 2 camber bolts I gotta take off. So now we can get the strut out of here. Top hat bolts loose. Alright, so I got the old Street Basis Z out of here, and as you guys can see, even at its lowest setting, it is way higher than the silver. So I'm hoping it's not gonna be too low. I mean, I can definitely get it back to that height if, if need be, but I might just measure it here a little bit. Might just put it on the way it is now and then just see how it is and go from there, really. Just gonna tighten up these bolts again. I can see my axle has dislodged once again, so I'm gonna have to fix that, but I'll just tighten these as well. Wish I recorded more of that, but the axle was dislodged and kind of a pain to put back. But now I got the coil back in, a new one. This is probably pretty slammed, but I'm definitely gonna adjust them once I put the wheel on, because I'll see how low it got, and then really just go from there, make some adjustments. Bolts in. Should be okay. Tighten up the bolts now. Should be okay. Alright, so I got the camber plates maxed out. Gotta tighten those, and then down here, definitely so much lower than the other setup here. So I don't know how this is gonna go, guys. I'm just gonna put the wheel on and see how it looks. Alright, so here it is installed now. Less wheel gap than what it was before, but I'm not sure how low it's gonna be when it's on the ground. I just want to get all 4 of the coils in and then do all the adjustments later, just so it's just easier that way. I'll just do one side at a time and just really go from there, see what we can do. Alright, so I'm just gonna do the rears. So I got all the liners removed, top hats are exposed. I believe that I just have to take off the sway bar end link bolt, the bolt that connects the strut, and then the one in there. And this whole arm should swing down, I'm hoping. I really don't want to touch this hub bolt. This is my camber adjustment. I just kind of want to leave it where it's at until I get in alignment. So hopefully I can just take it off that way. We'll see. So I'm actually going to go ahead and install the rear extenders. Really easy. All you do is take that small Allen key. There's a tiny bolt on top of this that kind of just presses it against. So all you do, oops, wrong side. All you do is loosen that. Comes right off, and you go ahead and place this one. There's also a set screw in there, so that as well here. Pretty sure these only go one way. Now we can use this to adjust the dampening as well. And then, yeah, so go ahead, put these in the car. Hopefully the rear doesn't give me too much trouble. So it's probably gonna be really difficult for me to get a camera angle for this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen the lower control arm, drop it down, and then hopefully we can get the coil out with no problems. That was pretty easy. Just loosen again, the strut, sway bar end link, and whatever that's called, and it just swings down like this. I didn't have to touch my bolt here. I'm just gonna leave that to the alignment. So now I can go ahead and take the old coilover out. A little tricky if one hand or one person. I just have to let this fall. One bolt, and then I don't know how I'm gonna grab this second one. That wasn't that bad. I don't know what I was worried about. There we go. Old one's out. So here are the two side by side. See, the rears for the Tanes, like I could definitely have maxed them out and I'll be as low as this really, but I don't know. I might just leave it at this setting, how it came from the factory. I'll just tighten that lock ring there and then just see how low it is. I think that's just the best way I'm going to go about this. So installation of the rear strut is of course reversal of the removal. Alright, I got the rear strut on. Definitely recommend having a second hand to help you get the top hat bolts in. What I ended up doing was I bolted it onto the control arm first and then I jacked it up. And I was able to thread them in myself, but definitely it'd be easier with a second person. Alright, so I got the rears mounted now. Sorry if this is not a great install video, just having a lot of issues with just small things, not having the right tools, but other than that it's been going pretty well. But here are the rears mounted. Of course the car is in the air. Now I did notice that there was some play in the spring on the rear struts, so I did go ahead and adjust the preload. I just did the gap of the spanner wrench. Hopefully that's the right way to do it. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, got this side all mounted up. No clue how low it's going to be when it's on the ground. It will definitely be lower than before, I think. At least I hope so. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side off camera just to kind of speed things up, and then I'll show you guys when everything is on. Kind of looks the same, to be honest. So I know it has to settle, but definitely need to raise the front, but the rear might go just a hair, perhaps. The front looks like I raised it, honestly. I mean, maybe it still has to, I don't know, but it looks like I raised it, honestly, which is not what I want, of course. If I did the camber bolts right, otherwise. Yeah, I definitely have to, I might just, I don't know, I might max it out, maybe. I don't know how low that is, but I might just go ahead and do that. Rears, it's alright. We have to go just another hair, because I want to see if I can get it to half. I mean, it's not going to rub, pretty sure. I think this side is lower than that side, though. Alright, so pretty much I maxed it out, added the sleeve in there. I have my SPC camber bolt up the top now, so hopefully that gives me enough camber. I mean, even just from right here, does look like a decent amount. I mean, I just pushed the hub in and tightened the bolts, and yeah, let's see how this looks. Alright, so just doing that camber bolt adjustment alone definitely got it pretty low. I mean, you can see that it's pretty crazy up front. I definitely need less camber, but I mean, I was thinking of going, you know, -3, -3.5. This is probably -4 or 5, because those bolts are supposed to give you about 1.75. Jeez, look at that. The wheel straight, slightly turned. Alignment's probably way off at this point, but dude, look at that. I definitely need like a spacer or something if I had to run something like this, but I don't know. That's some sunken in fitment though, for sure. Jeez. So I think I'm just gonna leave it at this. Reduced a little bit of the camber. I still have no clue how much it is, but it's definitely more than before. So maxed out the fronts, the rears. I didn't really get a measurement yet, but definitely gonna keep it at this. I think this is the look I was going for, just slightly tucked for now. I did add a 3mm spacer in the front because I didn't like how sunken in it looked. I'm not sure, guys. I probably need something a lot more aggressive if I want to make it look really clean, or just get, you know, a square setup and do away with these stretch tires. But yeah, guys, at first I think, you know, I didn't do the camber bolts right. Now that I did, looks a lot better. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this same on the other side and then double check the rear, and then we can go from there. Alright, so I hope this isn't too overexposed. I forgot my ND filter, but you can see coilovers are now on. Here's how the car sits. So, slight tuck in the front, slight tuck in the rear. Fronts are maxed out, so that's what that looks like. I also have the camber plates all the way over, so you guys can see, tucking it in a little bit there. Now, I think I'm running into an issue where the back of the wheel is really close to the strut, so definitely want to go get an alignment aid done to reduce the camber just a little bit. Looking to get about -3 or so. This is definitely more than that for sure. So that's gonna conclude today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely wish I recorded more of the install. There's just some parts of the install where I was either lacking tools or trying to find stuff, so it kind of made it difficult to film. But hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you to Silvers for the partial sponsorship for this year. Definitely gonna enjoy these coilovers a lot. Probably gonna keep this wheel set up just for a little longer, probably till these tires are gone. Definitely want to be a little bit of a, you know, a stance guy for, you know, however long this goes, but definitely will give a full review after a couple weeks of driving on these, just so I can get a better impression, because I know the first few days might not be what it'll be, you know, in the future. But yeah, guys, install is pretty easy. If you've done coilovers before, there's really nothing different. So I did max out the front, and this is the extreme low, so pretty much the bottom of the shock is all the way at the bottom of the lower mount. So it's not going to hit the axle though, which is why I opted for the extreme low version, because otherwise it would hit your axle boot and might cause leaks or whatever. So like the Fitment I have now is definitely what I was going for. I mean, I do wish that I had an option to go lower if I could, but that's probably not realistic since I drive this car every day. And once I get some wider wheels, I'm gonna raise it anyway, so it's not really a big deal. That being said though, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more content and follow me on Instagram at will.kgfx. I also have katana style decals in the making, and I'll have our web store up for that very soon here. So if you want to learn more about that, feel free to follow katana.style on Facebook and on Instagram. I'll be posting some updates on there once I get the decals and everything all set up. So yeah, guys, appreciate the support. I'll catch you guys in the next one.